What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, Ill Shy Podcast. Everybody, I got a very special guest tonight. Got my little sister. What's up, little
Mhm.
sister? It's good to see you.
You too.
My little sister, man. We really haven't had since I got my life together, which it's been a while already, 14, 15 years, but really haven't had a nice little sit down. So I'm glad you came over to have a little talk with me. How you doing?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's been quite a long time coming, honestly. I don't think that we really know too much. I know obviously we're family. We know about each other. We know
Yeah.
we love each other, always there for each other. But, you know, I wasn't, when you were out last, I wasn't a mom and now I'm a
Yeah.
mom. So that must
That's
have been a
funny that
kick
you
to
say
you.
that, right? Because I remember one of the letters you got and I got, and one of the times I was in prison, and you actually wrote me. I don't know if you remember that.
I
You
wrote you a
actually
lot.
wrote,
I have letters from you
yeah,
still.
you wrote me a letter to let me know that I was an uncle, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm an uncle!" And like, I took, still took me a few years to get my life together after that, but that letter pretty much is like planted the seed for me a little bit. So
Yeah.
where it's like, dude, you got to stop doing what you're doing. But dude, I had that gorilla on my back. You know that, Jaclyn, man.
But I think everybody, I don't even think you knew Adam. I mean, there was a time when mom and I lived in Morton Grove. I had a pill addiction that I was on.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't think,
You
I
crashed her
honest.
car, right, or something? I
Yeah,
remember
really bad. Really bad. She was not fucking happy either. I'll tell you
it.
that much. Mom, and she would, "Dad, I told you that was my only car. I told you."
Yeah.
Because she was, Maxine, my friend at the time, she had a license. She was supposed to be driving, but you know me. No, I want to drive.
Yeah.
So once we got the keys, I was like, nope, me. And then totaled mom's car. It was not a good thing. Dad was mad too because he
Ugh.
took me to court in Rolling Meadows for it. Yeah.
Mom let me.
Or
She
not Rolling
actually.
Meadows. That was your courthouse.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Morton Grove, Skokie.
among many.
Yeah, right. Well, apparently we both have been in there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're during those times. Remember, I basically like bogarted my way. That's when I was dating Michelle. Remember Michelle? They're still out there
Mm-hmm.
bad. Like her
Well,
mom,
Michelle wasn't my biggest
her
fan.
mom, her mom. I'm a friends with her mom on Facebook, and actually tried to reach out and tried to help her. Like, hey, I got people in recovery. I have resources now, and but she never. And I just recently saw a picture of them. Like, I was like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
It's just that's why I'm like so fortunate. There's no way I was supposed to make it. That's why I'm so grateful, thankful to God. But anyway, I don't know if you remember back then in them days, mom had I like basically bogarted my way in, and because I had nowhere to live.
Yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I was living there. All I was doing was drinking all day and
Yeah.
just being an asshole, man.
You were a completely different
Oh
person.
my
Like, I
god,
don't know if you remember, like, sometimes because I had a lot of friends coming through that house at the time
I
too.
remember.
You remember, like, because mom would just leave the door open and she treated everybody like family, feed them. You could come in and get whatever snack you want. You could do whatever you wanted in our
Yeah.
house, you know? I feel like there's a lot. There's a lot to go through. I mean, I feel like, we were intertwined like growing up, but we really weren't either, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Well, when we were growing up, you were always my little sidekick, man. And
You're very
I
right.
always told myself like I wanted to be there for you, and I wanted to raise you right, and I wanted to, but I lost myself at an early age, Jacqueline. You know that.
But you know what I don't think you give yourself a lot of grace for is like you came through when it mattered in things though. Like, do you remember when you called? It was after school one day. Like, I remember this very, 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 very vividly. And Gretchen,
The dog.
yeah,
When I
Gretchen
ran all the
was
way home from Jerry
in
Lameyer's
snow. I saw
house.
you coming down the street with your bag and you were running to me because I
Yeah,
was crying on the
yeah.
phone when you called
I
just for
do.
something.
I do remember that.
Yeah. But Adam, that's always stuck out with me because you were there.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a lot of times that I felt like there wasn't anyone there.
yeah,
But like when it mattered, you showed up. And
yeah.
that's what I remember. So everyone has their downfalls or whatever they go through. Like I told you, I mean, you didn't even know I had a pill addiction at that time. And Dave, my friend growing up at that time, he was the one actually that made me realize it because I was just wandering the streets with no shoes and shit. And he came and found me one day and he was like, "You're not leaving this house. And like, this is going to stop because like, I don't know what you could have just done, you know?
I had
So,
no idea.
mhm.
I thought you were always on the straight and narrow. I know you smoked a little weed or something here and there.
I've
Or,
had a lot of struggles then.
holy shit,
I've
man.
been
Well,
through a
let's
lot of
talk about
things.
it.
Suicide.
No.
Yeah, I don't. You see the marks?
Damn.
I mean, it there is
So
a lot.
everybody's affected in different ways, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let's talk a little bit about, and I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you do, because it was a big, important day in all of our lives.
Mm.
When I came home I was saw my sophomore baseball team, came home, and then they sat us down in the living room, remember?
Mm.
Mom and dad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm leaving. I was already basically
You
one
didn't
f-
want to hear anything
one
about it.
foot in, 1 foot out, but that was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just done. We were kids and it was stuff like that, but it was an excuse back then. But now that I'm older and I've been through so much in my life and I've worked through so many things, and like I'm in a point in my life right now where like I could probably go through anything and not pick up a drink or a drug. But back then it was like, damn, it was
Got
just
you through.
it was just an excuse. Like, because I remember Tillman Evers. I used to
Mm-hmm.
just go to his house, get blackout drunk, like just not. I don't, because you don't want to feel. I didn't want to feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Because you don't know what else to do though either. Like we weren't taught anything
Yeah.
about mental health. I mean, like that wasn't something spoke about in our house.
Oh, but dude, do you remember when they threw me in Northwest Community Hospital
Mm-hmm.
twice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, like they don't. You
But
don't think
also as
like,
a parent, right, Adam,
yeah.
you don't really know what to do in those
Yeah,
situations.
but dude, like that, all that shit. And I'm not saying anything about mom and dad or nothing. But
No, I
but
don't
like,
think you are.
But it's like, do you think the trauma that shit has on a person? The shit that I seen, like the shit that I went through in those hospitals, man. You think, oh, you're going into a hospital to help get yourself. I mean, the people are there for a paycheck, man. You know?
Everyone's out for themselves for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
most definitely. I mean, I think that there's definitely other programs out there, which I'm sure you even would agree with now, that are better, that do actually care and do help. But a lot of the programs are, you got to do a lot of research, right, to figure out what's going to work for you, because certain things that are going to work for you aren't going to work
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. And
So,
I'll be honest with you. I've been, and you know this. My first rehab, I was 16, Gateway. Remember?
mm-hmm,
Went
mm-hmm,
to Gateway in Lake Villa. Shout out Gateway Lake Villa if you're still there,
mm-hmm.
saving people's lives. Didn't save mine, but started planting the seed. I wasn't ready to change until I was ready, man. Until I had enough. And I'll be honest with you, I've been to every AA meeting, and I love AA. I'm all for NA, AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and big book meetings, stuff like that. Nothing broke me free from addiction just by having, and I know you have different views on this, but just having a clear, conscious contact with God, man. Praying every day, talking to God, asking Him to break me free from this, just strongholds in my mind, shit like that. And like, haven't even had a thought about it. Just pray every day, pray every night. Hey, pray throughout the day sometimes. Oh my God, help me go through this. Pray at work because I just want to freaking strangle people sometimes. You know what I mean? But I haven't felt so free in my mind and from addiction, because I've struggled so bad from addiction over the years, that when I started reaching out to God,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But I think that, like we just talked about, everything is certain things are for certain people. So, just like you said, I have a different view on it. I feel like in the times that are dire, right? Like I find myself like talking to mom or talking
Yeah.
to, so I mean, it's the same type of thing, right?
Mom
Because you're
shows
talking
up.
to him
Mom shows up.
in so many different ways. And, it's funny to even look at my two, because you can see things that would remind you of mom too, or even dad, you know? But I think it takes a lot to get there. I think it's a struggle. Like I said, I mean, you didn't know half the stuff I went through. I'm sure I don't know half the stuff you've been through. I think that a lot of us try to put on a face to save,
Yeah, you're right.
because you don't want to talk about the negative. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of what people relate to is the negative.
Yeah, you work through it, and working through it is the main thing. Learning the lesson from it,
Mhm.
working through it, and I'm not gonna lie. There was so many times, like, cause dude, Jaclyn, I don't know if you know all my backstory, but I was homeless, living on the west side of Chicago at times, just cracked out, doped out, and hurting, just wanting a family member to be there for me, man. And I know you guys were so far away from me because of how I was living my life. But like, man, just there was times, man, where I was just like, I was hurting, man. I just wanted my family. And I burned every bridge that there was to burn. That's why I know nobody wanted nothing to do with me. You
I
know,
don't feel like it was that though, to be honest with you. I mean, I feel like you felt that, but I feel like you need to stop for a second.
and I don't know how to pause
Yeah,
this.
thanks. It's all
Just
right. Go
keep
ahead.
going.
You want me?
Come on in.
You want me to tell him to get it?
Fuck.
I think he. Oh, he said it's locked.
Stay right here for a
Babe,
second.
can you open the door? He'll open it.
Stay right here for a second.
Yeah, I said, can you open it? It's all right. You gotta watch your leg.
I fucking didn't want to start yet.
You're good. You're good. You could edit, Adam.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, he can, can't he? Oh.
What up, babe?
Hey, give me a couple minutes, man. We started this podcast
Yeah.
already, all right?
All right, yeah, we're gonna eat.
Thanks for coming. Just sit at that table if you want, bro. Appreciate you. Damn, man, this is good.
It's all good.
Sorry. Damn, I fucked the camera up. God damn it.
They're all right. He wants to leave them out there.
You gonna let them in?
Oh, they're outside still? Fuck.
I can always come back to Adam if you want to do something else.
Yeah, you can come back whenever you want, but
I meant-
we're here now.
No, I know, but I'm saying if you don't like how it turns out.
I'll put it on like this. I don't care. People still watch it.
I don't care either, so that's on you.
Sorry about that, guys. I had a little small interruption, but I'm back. Back like I never left. Well, yeah, where were we? We were talking about, dude, I don't know. I felt like
You were saying that you felt like you didn't have anybody to turn to, or like we had given up.
something like that.
Yeah, but I think that's how you viewed it because you felt like, we were disappointed or whatever, but I don't think it was that. I think it was more of you don't know what to do. Like, what else can you do as a parent at that point? Because, right, like for me, I look at a lot of things, even what I did, Adam, like growing up, like that I felt like mom was unfair about or whatever the case is, or like, why was she like this? Why is she crying at everything? That's me now. Like, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can even see dad's side on a lot of like why he left and like, the choice he made because I repeated it. Right. So I feel like there was a lot though that was, you felt like we gave up, but we really didn't know what else to do for you at that time.
Yeah.
We didn't know how else to be there. Like you said, you needed to go through it for you and then decide for yourself you were ready.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
So-
you're right. That was just me and my own shit,
And everybody is in their own, like,
And I feel, I don't know. I remember, do you remember those days when all that was going down? And I remember I left a nasty message on Lori's answering machine or something. Do you remember that?
no, but I do remember mom telling me that you didn't want to be a part of the wedding because you would only think of her and you felt like it was a betrayal.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That I remember. Yeah.
Well, it's like you're a kid still, right? So like I was what? I was 16. You were what? 13.
Mhm.
Nikki was what? 18. We're all kids still. And Nikki, she's always been the one with her head on her shoulders, like, you know what I mean? And she's been like that her whole life, which I give praise to her for, because I don't know.
I feel like she feels she had to be though, right?
yeah,
Because
she's always been the
you and I
strong
were
one though. She held us together.
We were always
you know?
fucking up.
Yeah.
So
But and I just remember, I didn't know how to process it. So for like many years, I had a grudge. I held a grudge against dad, and like, did I didn't want to talk to him. And I think I feel like you were the same way.
absolutely.
But dude, I had to I had to grow up, and this is just recently.
Adam,
I
you and
I
both.
barely started like really wanting to talk to dad and sending him messages and stuff just like a couple years ago.
Well, you beat me.
You
'cause
know what I mean?
literally just started right after Lori passed.
So it's just like, life passes you by like that, and I don't got time to be holding grudges and resentments in my head, man, because it doesn't do anything. It just affects me, if anything.
You're right.
When you let people live rent free in your head, and you're like, Oh, dude, it doesn't do nothing but hurt you and brings you down.
You're right.
You know,
You're right.
and then at the end of the day, this is our father I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
did he make some fucked up decisions and fucked up choices in his life? Yeah. Oh well, everybody does,
I don't
right?
know if you know Adam, but I just talked to him recently and I was telling him because I called him about something else. I was having a problem with the kid's father, whatever. And I was trying to get his opinion because he's been through it. You know what I'm saying? So just called him, tried to talk to him. Nicole always says try, so did. And he long story, but he actually said he was like, I don't think you realize. He's like, and I don't think I've ever said it to you or Adam, but I'm proud of you both. Like, and I think you needed to know that. Like, I think you both need to hear that. And he's like, and I really am.
Yeah.
And it hit me. It did
Yeah.
because it's like you don't realize you need to hear those things until you hear them.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like you are absolutely correct. I had a huge grudge against Dad. And like I said, it was just recently that I see his point more because I've been through it now, but I hadn't talked to him for a long time. Nicole would be like, this grudge is so stupid. Like,
Yeah, I know.
stop.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Yeah.
even when Mom passed away, you would think that would make me want to, but no, it didn't.
And that's one thing that I still haven't like. I mean, I'm pretty much good now, but I think you were there, right?
For
When they brought me from prison
No,
to
it
see
was
Mom
Nicole.
while she was still alive.
It was Nicole.
And it's just like it haunted me for years.
Well, the decision of like having to pick to see her.
Yeah,
or
but it
to
was like
go,
I could go to her funeral or I could go see her while she was still
Right.
alive. And like, obviously, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go while she's alive and be like, well,
For what it's worth, I think you made a good choice.
you know, her face lit up when she saw me and all the medication she was on. But still, it's like the last time my mom saw me, man, was like I was in handcuffs and shackles. You know what I mean? And it's like, tell me that shit is not gonna fuck with somebody, man. Like,
Yeah, but that was the last time she saw you
yeah,
here. But
yeah.
she's always seeing you.
But mom is like, trust me, there'll be times and I'll be like, damn, like I'll hear my mom like, what are you doing? Like even going through the stuff I'm going through with my ex family and stuff, like I could hear mom telling me, what are you doing? You have everything you wanted, everything you needed, and everything you ever wanted. And it's like, what? I'm not happy, man. You know? I always remember dad telling me, are you happy? If you're happy, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, find your happiness within yourself first. Because if you're not happy within yourself, if you don't love yourself, and it took me a long time to realize that, if you're not good to yourself and love yourself for what you're worth, you're not going to be good to anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. Like, there's a lot, I feel like I hear from a lot of people all the time, like for my age, that I've gone through more than most people do in their lifetime. And I'm sure you've heard that. You know what I mean? And that's hard to swallow as a person.
I remember mom used to tell me when I was like, I did like my first three or four times in prison. She's like, she was telling somebody, and they're like, damn, that young kid, he's only like 25 years old, has lived the whole life of an 80-year-old man already. You know what I mean? Like, been around the block. And I always wanted to ask you, whatever, it was Kevin, right? Was his name? With Ellen and them? Whatever happened to that guy?
Mom finally, when she was sick, had just had enough.
Kevin, by the way, guys, was my mom's, what do you want to call him? Confidant? It's just a friend or something.
No, I mean, I think that
Were they together, right, for a while?
behind Ellen's back. Yeah, and Ellen and her were like really close. You remember we used to call her Aunt Ellen.
Yeah, Aunt Ellen.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I
but,
do remember that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was a regret Mom had and never said out loud. You know what I mean? I think that she did something. I mean, we all do things we regret, and I think that was one of them, to be honest. But I think when she got sick, she was just like, that's enough. Just like Aunt Susie with that guy in Chicago. She got sick and she was like, I don't care that he's calling. Like, it was words. Like they were out for themselves.
Yeah. Okay. I always wondered whatever happened to that guy, man.
Yeah.
That guy was an alcoholic
His
too.
son was in the Marines, I think, the last time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like that kid talk about how smart kid. Smart
Awesome.
kid.
I remember he was trying
Nick.
to get me on the straight and narrow, trying to like basically.
Yeah, well, this is also coming from a guy who drank
blind
80
leading the
beers a
blind.
day, and
I remember I was at shit. I had to be about 17, 18 or something. And I was working at Jiffy Lube. I don't even remember that. I was working at Jiffy Lube.
Mm-mm.
And I was all drunk, messed up, and I had like a bottle of Jack Daniels, and he was like, it was like 6 a.m, and he was there like, oh yeah, come on, you think you're a man? And he was like trying to drink with me, and I was just like, dude, I'm not drinking, I'm going to work. And he's like, come on, you think you're a man? And
Just
all
because
this.
that's all he did was sit and
And
drink
I'm like,
and smoke.
dude.
Yeah.
But back then, I was a young kid. I couldn't have, but now I would tell him, dude, who the hell did you think you were, man? You know what I mean? But I thought about that a while back. I was like, wonder whatever happened to that guy, man.
Yeah.
You know? Talk about, that guy was a bad influence, man, you know?
Well, and it's like, not to mention though, like that we moved to Arizona basically because of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to remember that too. Like,
Yeah,
Adam, I was
damn,
moving around.
I forgot all about that. You guys moved to Arizona for a while.
Adam, I've lived in so many different states
Fuck.
and towns in high school alone. You know
It's
how many
because
high schools I
Jaclyn,
went to?
yeah, if you don't remember, like, dude, all those years were like a blur to me, man, because I was fucked up,
I
man.
know. That's why I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you know,
whatever, yeah, what happened with that? You guys moved to Arizona.
well, I don't know if you know, but we lived with grandma at one point too in South Elgin.
Okay.
So we left Wheeling, and I mean, I probably went to 7 different high schools in the amount of years that I was supposed to be in high school. Like, every half year I was in a new high school. I mean, I went to McHenry East, Niles West, Canyon Del Oro in Arizona, Wheeling. Where else? I mean, I went to a lot. Elgin High School. I even had an alternative school. You remember those?
Yeah.
At one point.
Yeah, I was the one that for the Forest View one. Remember, I went and they kicked me out.
So, I think that
I was selling weed in that place, crazy.
and then those supposed security that's supposed to be there,
Yeah.
right? And all that. But yeah, we ended up leaving after we moved out of Wheeling. We went to live with grandma for a while. Then we couldn't be there anymore. We ended up moving to Arizona. Mom ended up letting me live. Do you remember Bernadette? Were you around for Bernadette? She was in Elgin. She was like one of my closest friends. I ended up living there for a while. Then I moved in with another friend's family for a while.
Damn, man.
Lindsay in South Elgin.
Yeah.
And she's great. She has a family now. Lindsay did a lot for me growing up, her and her family, her dad especially. I will never forget that. I mean, I was basically another kid in people's homes for a long time.
Yeah. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn.
Mom knew though, like she was okay with it. She just didn't know when I left Bernadette's and I moved in other places or whatever, So, there was a lot though. And, I think that's part of why I am how I am now, right? Because I had to learn to adapt to all these different people and all these different situations because they were all different in different places. Like I didn't know, I just had to make it through. I would come home from elementary school to know when I'm being home because mom was working 2 jobs. You know what I mean? And you were out doing you.
Yeah.
Like I said, you would come home if it mattered, if I needed you. Still remember our home number. Do you remember it?
537-7317.
Yeah. And Gretchen barking on the
960
answering
South
machine.
Fletcher. Shout out Wheeling, Illinois.
I took the kids by our house, right? And I was like, this is where mom grew up. They're like, we get it.
They renovated that place.
Yeah, no, but it's interesting because when you go through there, there's a lot to remember.
Dude, that place, I don't know why this just popped up in my head.
The ghost
But
in the house.
let's talk about a little bit about and our cousin Jason a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you remember when
He's a musician. He likes music now. You know that, right? He plays guitar and everything.
I tried to get a job with him, but he's like, dude, I'm on the straight and narrow now, and I've been looking for other jobs. They pay me well at my job, but I've just been looking for, just to see what's out there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try to jump in with him, but he's like, it's federal, man.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, it's out of my hands. Well, I mean, he's like, I could put a word in for you, but dude, it's federal.
Yeah.
I know you're on the straight and narrow now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's big time shit that he's doing.
Yeah.
Immigration, just all kind of stuff he's doing. I talked to him, man, actually.
Well, that's what Angelilli used to do.
And
Customs.
he's do you remember? You must have been a little baby. We were walking on the street, me and him. They came over to visit one night. We were walking the street, and the neighbor across the street, he's a young guy, had long hair. They blamed us for breaking his car window. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
They locked it. We went to jail, man.
No.
The cops came to our house, and we didn't even do it. And that's what I promise everybody. One thing in my life that I never did. We didn't do it. We were
I've
just
done a lot of things, but
I've done
not
a
that
lot of
one.
shit, and I own it. I own up to all of it. I've done a lot of shit, a lot of bogus shit in my life. That's why I like to pay it forward now,
Mm-hmm.
because of all the damage I've done out there in the world. But
Karma.
that one thing, we did not do it. We were just walking around the neighborhood. It was 8, 9 at night. And next thing you know, the cops come to our house and they're blaming us. The guy was blaming us for breaking his car window with rocks.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
And I forgot I forgot what happened, but the cops came and because Jason, man, he was a straight and narrow kid.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually crying. I was crying. We're like, we didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad got all pissed off at the cop. He was getting into it with the cop. You know what I mean? He's like, are you calling my son a liar?
Mm-hmm.
Get out of my house. And we ended up going to the station. They let us go, and they ended up throwing it out or something. But, yeah, I remember all that happened. You must have been a little baby because I was only like 8, 9 years old when that happened.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. I do. I remember that. Do you remember when you got, I think it was your bike. I was on the pegs of your bike, and I fell. Do you remember this? And I scraped up all my knees.
Maybe one of 20 times that probably might have happened.
But I mean, this one stuck out because I mean, it wasn't bad, and like even you were like, "Crap," you know what I mean? Like, because my knees were like gone.
I was talking with
so
my buddy Angel the other day about the confirmation when I was supposed to go get my confirmation and I never went because I ripped my whole pants and Dad was pissed and we never went. Do you remember the time
I hated Catholic
Husky
school.
Park?
Yeah.
You remember Husky Park?
Mm-hmm. You have to.
Do you
used to go through like the alley of that person's house to get there.
Yeah,
remember?
but do you remember when I rode my bike down and ran into the wasp nest?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, I was in the hospital, man. My whole head was stung with bees. Yeah, I almost died. You don't remember that?
No. How old were you? I don't remember.
Oh, young. I was probably like 12, 13, but you had to remember that.
You know,
I know you remember when we flipped the car. Michael Landmeyer flipped the car, crashed into the house on the corner.
No.
Damn, you don't remember that either?
Adam, I don't think that. I feel like, and this is nothing against you. I think that a lot of my childhood, like the younger years, I don't remember anything. I don't.
Oh, really?
I feel like I was kind of just like doing.
I'm exact opposite. I could remember shit to where when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Falling in the bathroom when I cracked my head open.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that like it was yesterday.
See, but I'll remember funny things like when you dyed your hair orange in our tub.
Orange or black?
It was orange because Mom was mad about the color of the tub. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were trying to use.
I went to Brian Johnson's house. Shout out Brian Johnson. What's up, buddy? He's actually in Georgia now.
Oh, really?
He reached out to me. Yeah, he's like, "Hey man, love your podcast." I'm like, "Shit, come on, man. We got a lot to talk about." He's like, "Man, I'm in Georgia." I didn't know he moved to Georgia. I had no idea.
You should do like a video one with him. Like,
but he said he comes out here often.
Oh, okay.
So when he comes out, he said he'll hit me up.
His mom, I remember she was around a lot. I remember Brian's mom being around a lot. She gave me like the sewing.
Well, I went to
kits and stuff,
I went to
knitting
Brian's
kits.
house that summer and I dyed my hair black.
Yeah, I remember the jet black.
And then finally, like you mentioned earlier, I had long hair, cut it off. And that's when I was dating Eileen Mikado. Remember Eileen Mikado?
Mm-hmm.
I
really liked her.
All these years I've been searching for her, trying to find her, and I can never find her. And all of a sudden, like last week, popped up in my news feed.
Really?
On Facebook. I didn't friend her or nothing. I was like, wow, it's glad to see that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God.
She was really sweet.
You want to talk about like Garrett Brunson, Tim Houck, all these guys passed away from drug overdoses. Did you know
really?
that?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Garrett Brunson, you know Garrett Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I mean, from your podcast, I heard, a few things from, when you were talking to Ryan, but no, I didn't know before then.
And that's another thing, guys. I just want to let you know if you're out there right now, if you're struggling from addiction, if you're struggling from alcoholism, or if you have a family member, hey, shoot me a DM. Hit me up. If you guys need help, I have resources. I have plenty of resources. I have resources from Chicago all the way to Florida, South Florida. You guys, I have resources. Hit me up if you have a family member or if you yourself are struggling from addiction, please.
Or sometimes it's just good to just write it out, right? Like
get
it off your chest if you just need to write it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I get it. I've been there, Adam. Too many times count. It's funny.
Well,
funny now, right? Because it's like.
I mean, you look back on it and it's like, I don't know. You get the lesson from it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, would you ever change anything? I mean, of course. If I was my freaking 15-year-old self, of course I'm gonna tell myself not to do it. Don't do that. Don't stay on the Renegades. Don't stay in high school, stay in baseball in high school. Because I had colleges already looking at me.
I've told Marcus before. I'm like, my brother.
Yeah.
I remember Mom used to tell this story all the time. Remember when we were at one of your games and you got caught between the two bases,
Yeah.
and you still made it.
Yeah.
They were throwing it back and
Yeah, I
forth, and
remember
you
that.
were going
Yeah.
back and forth, and you still were safe.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the talent. You
Yeah.
have the
Oh
talent.
yeah. Well,
For sure.
yeah, we were talking about that with Ryan on the pod. I
Right.
was like, dude, I was varsity freshman year starting, and I threw it away, man.
Yeah.
But that's neither. But yeah.
But Adam, like again, I feel like, right, just like you, we both went through all these things for a specific reason, right? Because I don't think we would have gotten here any other way.
Yeah.
If we're being
I wouldn't
truthful.
change anything now that I've been through everything that I've been through. But obviously, it's like, what would you tell your younger self? Yeah, I'd tell my younger self, get your shit together, dude. You don't, where you're going, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now, obviously, in present day, and you're in that, you made it through all the stuff you made it through. You've learned a lesson from it. And I am the person I am today, I believe, because of it, because I know what it's like not to have nothing. I know what it's like to not know where my next meal is going to come from, to be honest with you. I know what it's like to be addicted and to have that gorilla on your back, to needing a mind-altering substance to survive. And I know what it's like to have all that stuff. That's, of course, I'll tell myself, don't go down that route. But being that said, I learned from it, man, and I'm the person I am today. That's why I go so hard in everything I do. Just took that mindset I had of that negative mindset I had, and just doing, crime and illegal stuff in the streets, and turned it positive, and you can't go wrong. Took all that energy and turned it into a positive and put it into everything I was doing. And here we are 15 years later. I haven't been back to the penitentiary. I couldn't even stay out of the penitentiary for 6 months.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie to you, Adam. There was a time when the kids were first born, like, I was afraid to even have them come around because I didn't want them to have to experience what I went through of having to see you and then leave. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was kind of a hard thing to go through because, you see them when they come around you, they love you. They were smiling,
and I want to
laughing,
apologize,
fighting
Jaclyn,
with
too. I gotta step up and be a better uncle.
But Adam, that works both ways. I mean, I know where you live. I know I could come out here with them when I have them.
I know, but it's like you get so caught up, right? Everybody gets caught up in their daily lives. The world went and got themselves in a big ass rush. And you get so caught up in stuff, and you forget the things that are more important to you, like my family. Just even if it's just shooting you guys a text, hey, I love you guys, I miss you guys, like just something small like that. I want to apologize to you because I haven't been the uncle that I needed to be, and last time I saw them, they were real young. And I see Rennie, and she's freaking running laps around people on track. And I'm like, where the hell did the time go? Where did it go? Because I'm not paying attention, man.
Yeah.
You get so busy, you get caught up in your daily life and the shit you got going on that you forget what's really important. So you listen to everybody out there. Take a step back, man. Pump the brakes a little bit. Look to your right, look to your left. Tell your family, tell your sister, your brother, tell them that you love them, man. Tell your mom, tell your father that you love them.
While you can.
While you can. Because, look, you're going to look around and they're going to be gone, or you're going to be gone. And, hey, it's too late.
And especially when you have kids, it's like that time changes so quickly. Like, you don't realize how fast the years go by until you have a child. Like, I feel like I just had Serenity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And here's the thing. You don't even know about when either one of them were born. I mean, Serenity's birth story is like, that was a struggle. She almost didn't make it.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
She still struggles with things like that because her umbilical cord was around her neck when she came out. So she wasn't breathing for a while. Like, they brought a crash cart in and everything. But, luckily she's here. And I, thank the Lord for that. That's why part of her name is the Serenity Prayer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And also because it was one of Mom's prayers she liked.
Yeah, you see, I got that. I had to get that tattooed on my neck. Whenever I
Nicole has it too.
Yeah. She got it on her arm. She got it before me. Whenever I got my life together and I already knew, I was done. I had my job. I knew I wasn't going back to prison. I got that on my neck because I knew it's one prayer that always is just like, hey,
it helps.
Pump the brakes, man. You can't control that.
Yeah.
And it's helped me. It still helps me to this day.
And that's all that matters, though. That's
You
what
know?
counts. If it helps you, that's all you need. Like I don't go to church like you or Nicole do. I mean, you know that.
Jaclyn, God is right here in my heart. I talk
Yeah.
to God. I don't go to church.
That's exactly what I was going to tell
I
you.
haven't been to church. I can't remember the last time.
Okay,
but-
well, I'm the same way, Adam. Like, I'm a firm believer. Like, I don't have to go into church to talk to you. Like, there's been plenty of times that I've gone sit in my car outside and I will just talk in my car to mom, grandma, Aunt Susie. I mean, Aunt Susie was a hard loss for me. I don't know how you felt. That hit me, I think, harder than maybe mom.
It hit me hard. It's one thing. Do you want to know something? One thing, and Aunt Faith too, to be honest with you. All those times when and I hate to keep talking about when I was in prison, but it was a big part of my life.
Yeah, no, but that's you.
When I was in prison, every birthday, Aunt Susie would send me a letter. And even when I wasn't in prison, I
Yes.
opened my mailbox or wherever I was staying at the time, wherever I was freaking crouching at the time,
Yeah.
mooching off people at the time.
She's there.
I have a Reese's Pieces or something in the freaking
Your
mailbox.
favorite candy, yeah.
Aunt Susie, rest in peace. We love you dearly. We miss you.
Even though
Man.
she remember how she used to carry fruit in her trunk and
Yeah.
try to give it to you all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, nobody wants your 2-year-old oranges, Aunt Susie.
And I mean, it's just what a good woman, what a big hearted woman.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, took me in off the streets at one point, let me live with her when she was living in Boxwood. Remember Boxwood? Over there by Randhurst?
Yeah. And then Aunt Faith took us both in.
Oh, Aunt Faith
She
took me
you
in
at one
2 or 3
point.
different times.
And I lived with her at one
Yeah.
point. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
Yeah.
But the last time that I lived with Aunt Faith was in 2007. 7 when Nikki got married.
Mm-hmm.
That was when she got married to the other dude.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I went off the rails hard. And that's when I was homeless. And that's when I caught a long, lengthy prison sentence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, Aunt Faith, God bless you, Aunt Faith. I love you.
Aunt Faith has patience.
Yeah.
Because that I know I did a lot when I lived with her. You know what I mean? But Aunt Faith, you never really see her get mad.
Yeah, but just Jimmy and Lisa and stuff,
Mhm.
and I love my cousins, man. Hey, Jimmy, if you see this,
Yeah.
I wish you the best, man. I know you're going through your own battles. I'm here for you. We're all here for you. We love you, man. Keep on pushing on, brother. You got this. I know he just got out of treatment again or something,
Yeah.
It's
and
just, dude, it's not. People think this shit's a game. It's not a game, man.
I feel like once you have an addiction, it's always going to be a problem, right? Like you just have to have the will to constantly like move past
I
it.
don't know about will or something. You just got to work. You
Yeah.
got to constantly work on whatever it is that's keeping it at bay.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I got demons every day. And for me, it's gym. Like I said, it's gym and God. And don't get me wrong, I pop into an AA meeting here, but I'm not a big AA Bible thumper, man. I've done that for years and years and years, and it's just something I had to come to grips with it. It's just, and I'm not against it. I'm for it because it saves so many people's lives. But what I'm saying is, for me, all these years is just, dude, I never did it. I did it when I initially got clean, but I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But once you find your niche, your whatever clicks with you, like for me it was God and gym and just work and just and then it really boils down to, I guess, when you just get sick and tired of being sick and tired, to be honest with you.
Right.
It's like, how much longer are you gonna keep doing this, man? Because you start getting older, you start getting my age, and your body gives out on you, your organs, and you can look good on the outside. How you look at inside?
Right. Yep. No, you're right. I think that it's just like, how they say time heals everything, or time is like
I agree with that, and I don't agree. But you know what I do agree with, Jaclyn? Working through that shit heals everything. What are you gonna do with that pain? What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna go right through it. You're gonna endure it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna cry. You're gonna hurt. But guess what? You're gonna come out on the other side, and you're gonna be stronger.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. You ever seen that? Like, what am I supposed to do now? Go on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Move on with your life.
But I also feel like might be part of our problem, right? Because I feel like we kind of always just kind of had to move on. We kind of just had to keep going.
Yeah, I mean,
we never really had a choice
yeah.
to do anything different,
Obviously, you never had. We didn't.
you know?
Yeah.
So, like it's weird to me because I feel like, I speak for yourself, but I don't feel like we were school people, right? Like that was never something we were good at.
Well, you know, I didn't graduate, right?
Well, neither did I.
Oh shit! I thought you did graduate.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I never did.
I graduated from the school of hard knocks.
But it's funny to me because it's like now looking though, knowing that, right? That's two of us that did it out of three. And I'm looking at my two, and I have one that's on honor roll, and the other has all A's and B's. And it's like, where did you two come from? Because it wasn't me. It wasn't my history of school. Like my point in saying this is that I believe that it's like I was getting back to the time thing. It's like time heals everything because I feel like I did a lot of wrong, especially when mom was sick. I don't feel like I spent enough time with her. I didn't get the knowledge that I probably should have from her. You know what I mean? Like I didn't care at the time. I was too selfish. And I'm trying to be what mom was and more for Serenity and DeJour. And I feel like it's such an uphill battle and it's only time. Like, and I don't want them to ever feel like where we were, where we had to push through.
No.
DeJour's in therapy.
No, yeah, but your kids are well taken care of, Jaclyn.
I try.
And I see it. And I see it. And I see a lot of mom in you, a lot of mom in you. I know it is, man. It's a struggle having kids. I know that.
But I mean, like, you wonder on a daily basis if you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, you're a mother, Jaclyn. They say, it comes with the territory, right? But don't sell yourself short.
No, I appreciate it.
I love you, man. You're a great mother. It's great to have you over and talk with you. But don't sell yourself short, man. Your kids love you. Your kids are doing fine. Come on.
Do you remember mom's Halloween laugh to wake us up?
Nah, I forget, man.
You don't remember? I can't do it. But
I remember she used to always tell me, I'm going to go wake you up one day and you're going to be a frosted flake laying in the bed because I used to eat frosted flakes. I don't know if you
used to take the box and the milk.
Yeah, but I don't know if you remember. We didn't have any milk one day. And like she made eggs or something. And I was like, I'm not eating. I want my frosted flakes. And she's like, you're going to eat it with orange juice. I don't care. And I ate frosted flakes with orange juice. Yeah. And it was the nastiest shit in the world.
She also did.
Now that you're here.
You're not eating unless you eat what I make. I'm not cooking 10 meals.
Now that you're here and now that you're talking about that. Everybody, we've talked about this before. Why I don't like fish, and you're my witness because mom used to try to make me eat the freaking fish sticks.
I don't eat fish.
And
either.
We used to sit at the table, and she wouldn't let me leave the table. All the kids would be outside playing.
You're gonna eat.
And
what
used
I
to
make.
try to force it down my throat, and I hated it. Well,
yeah.
My witness, my little sister right here. I'm not lying about that, man.
Maybe that's why I don't eat fish either.
Probably. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I remember mom telling us the story of when she was little and the liver. Do you remember that?
Yeah, liver.
When grandma made her eat liver,
that's
like
funny
she fed it to the dogs, and then so she got her like double the size. Yeah, that. And then Nicole still says that to my two. She'll be like, "Well, your mom's not a restaurant, so either eat what she's making or don't eat." Yeah. Yes, I remember. But you also have to like. Now I realize it, but back then, we thought like mom and dad had all this money to just spend, but it's like, it's funny because you didn't want them to eat, I don't want that. I don't care. I don't like that. Now as a parent, you're like, I don't care what you like. Like you're eating, So yeah, but I remember.
Plus, I don't know, man. It's just so much shit.
Do you remember sneaking out of your window all the time in your bedroom?
Sneaking in, sneaking out.
Like that used to crack me up all the time because you jump right out that window.
Oh, let me tell you a story right quick.
The Ouija board story?
Oh, man.
Mom was mad at you.
What time?
The one you hid at Karen's house. Do you remember Karen around the corner?
Oh, Michael Grodnick and all them?
No. The Grodnicks, yeah. When mom passed, they reached out to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know who showed up there too? At mom's service, Patricia Catardi.
Oh shit!
Yeah, her and her Pam Catardi and Bob are still alive.
Wow.
Yeah. Patricia just got married.
Damn.
Talk about wild, right?
Yeah, man. Damn.
But what was I saying that I got distracted when I said that? Oh, at the service, right? Wasn't that what I was talking about? They a couple people, different people showed up there, but at the Ouija board was in Karen's house, the kitty corner. With all the dogs, remember? They had the dogs right next door to us. They were on that kitty corner from our going around the curve of
Yeah,
Fletcher.
I sort of remember, but not much.
But you hid it in that tree that was between our houses.
I did so much dumbass shit back then. I don't even remember that.
It was a Ouija board.
I remember
Mom
we
was
had a
so
Ouija
upset.
board and when I was dating Eileen,
Maybe that was
and
what
it
you
said,
hid.
it literally said 960 South Fletcher, watch out.
Well, do you
And
remember
I'm
our
convinced
TV?
to this day that shit put a curse on my life.
I don't even think I
Test it.
Look, I think there was a ghost in the house. Remember, we used to discuss this. The TV would turn on
Yeah,
and
there's
off.
ghosts here.
You know what I mean? I think there's spirits everywhere, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
me
whole
too.
other subject.
But dude, damn! Now that when you talk about sneaking in and out the window,
Yeah,
dude.
because
one
was
day,
your go-to.
I don't know. Remember Tino and all them, Tino and
Yeah.
and Natalie Gerhardt and all them.
Yeah.
But Tino, Jimmy, I still talk to Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
He's doing well. Him and
Good.
Claudia Delphine, you know them. They're together now
Okay.
after all these years. Shout out Claudia. Shout out Jimmy. Love
Yeah.
you guys. Hey, we ditched school one day. And it was me, Tino, Brian Johnson, I for a few other people, just high school, and went to my house and snuck into the window. And
The window.
we're hotboxing the room, man. Just smoked it out. And mom came home early. And remember, you hear the garage opening? Because they had the garage door opener. You hear the garage opening, and we're like, oh, shit. But the whole house, it was like, smelled like none but weed.
Yep.
She came home early and she popped us off, and everybody was running and jumping out the window. It was hilarious, man. But those are the days when I was barely.
I remember my friends.
Have you heard anything
remember
about
this?
Jerry Landmeyer and them? I haven't heard nothing about them.
No.
Somebody said Jerry passed away, man.
No, I haven't heard anything.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, I was just, this is like not important at all, but I was going to say, I remember a lot of my friends growing up used to want to come over when your friends were over playing basketball
Yeah.
because y'all would stand out there and play with your shirts off
Yeah.
and they would all look into the kitchen window. And I'm like, this is
Yeah.
stupid. Like, why are we sitting here? They're not attractive at all. You know, remember this?
Yeah.
They would just sit in this kitchen window and be like, your brother and his friend. I have a notebook from when I was in middle school. I should have brought this with to show you because I don't think you believe me. I still have it. And literally, it's like in my yearbook, all these people are, hook it up with your bro. Your bro's so hot. This and that. I'm like,
That's hilarious.
it was so gross to hear growing up.
That's
No
hilarious.
offense now,
Oh.
but you know what I mean? Back then, you're like, ew, that's
I don't
my
take
brother.
offense to
Like,
anything now,
gross.
Jaclyn. Yeah.
But it's funny to think about because it's just like, oh my God. You remember, I don't know if you remember this name, Rebecca Galvez. She was
No.
one of them.
Oh.
She was one of them that was obsessed with you for like, I don't know how long, Adam.
Yeah.
And I mean, and everything. She always, is your brother going to be around? Is your brother coming? Is your brother? No.
No, I do not remember that, dude. It's just like all that type of little stuff is like such a blur to me.
It's just funny.
Only
to
thing
think
that
about,
really
though.
is like when I was with Tracy. Remember Tracy Goodoff?
Mhm.
She reached out to me like a couple
And
years.
Justin.
Yeah. Oh, he's big now. He's like 23, 24.
Well,
by
yeah,
now.
he was like a
Actually, no,
toddler.
he's older. He's probably like 30 by now.
He was probably like a toddler when we knew him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she took it real hard when G died, man, because she,
Mm.
G was her guy, man.
I'm sure.
David Castellani, he's doing really well. He's like a music producer.
Oh.
I don't know if you're friends with him on Facebook or not, but yeah, he's all over.
Mm-mm.
He's doing big things.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing like that EDM stuff, like Avicii did.
Okay.
Yeah, man, he's doing big things. He's in Italy right now.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'll put like a working out photo or something. He'll be like, "Oh my God, you look way different." Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, You
Yeah,
know?
you definitely have that muscle, like, because I see your workout videos too, or like,
Yeah.
the gym that you be doing. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't have that motivation.
mental.
I will never
Yeah.
have that motivation.
Yeah, but when you find something that works, you just keep going with it, right? Well,
Yeah, good for
what
you.
I've been doing what I've been doing lately is I run a lot with my dogs. Like we'll run all the way up to 115th around the
Mhm.
Pulaski back, 8-9 mile run.
Good. That's good.
I'll walk 7 of it, and run 2 of it.
It reminds me of the miles
Yeah.
at Holmes. Remember that?
Yeah,
that
you gotta
mile?
run the mile.
Yeah, I hated the mile. I
Yeah.
used to walk it all the time.
I got a buddy of mine. He's a cop. He's a Navy SEAL trained.
Mm.
He's supposed to come off on the podcast. He's been blowing me off. So who knows? Everybody has their own shit to deal with, right? But if I'm at the gym with him, he's like, "Come on! If you're not running a 5-minute mile, you ain't on shit." I'm like, "Dude,
Yeah.
slow down a little bit, bro. You're freaking 25 years old. You're 30 years younger than me, dude. Hold on." You know what I mean?
But
Like,
that's what they used to want.
but
you
he's
to
like,
run
"Yeah,
in the
who's gonna
rain,
carry the boats on that David Goggins shit?" I'm like, dude, You're not gonna die. You're just gonna be better. Let's go. I'm
See,
like,
that type of motivation don't work for me. I'm like, I'd
it
be like,
works.
can you,
Like I have
can you
this.
back
Yeah,
off, please?
yeah. I have the same mindset, but it's like, dude, slow down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you keep forgetting, dude. Yeah, you got to all the shit I've been through, man. You know, you're a little 25-year-old kid to me, dude. You know,
Yeah.
Shit, my body's been through battle, war.
Yeah.
And still
I can't
standing.
even imagine half of the things. And, I remember this standing out to me too. I don't even know if you know this, but Nicole's whole mom at one point, because mom was worried about you going back all the time to jail, like it bothered her.
Yeah,
You know
I heard. I
It's not
broke
a
mom's
shock.
heart, man. I broke her heart a lot, and it's one regret I have is that, and I know she sees me.
Yeah.
She sees that I've changed my life, and I feel her presence. She sees how good I'm doing, but just not her in the physical force present to be here. Hey, mom, come over to my house. Let's have dinner. It's like you come. Like it feels good. Hey, Jaclyn, come over to my house. Jump on this podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that, right, it was crazy for me to think about mom never will touch, see, or physically speak to her grandkids. You know what I mean? Like that hit me the other day, like just thinking about it, because it's like, Uncle Jim will send me a message on Facebook or something and be like your mom would have
Aunt Faye's Uncle Jim?
Yeah. Your mom would have loved Serenity, or your mom would have treated them like gold, or, certain things like that. And it's like, it's triggering in a way, because it's sad to think about that she's never going to get to experience that, or they're never going to get to know the person mom was, because I feel like, she did a lot for us. I think, before we realized it.
Yeah.
I think mom really, really tried, and we were just too stubborn to let her in. And she was going through her own war at the time with dad. So, but
yeah,
it's hard.
I broke mom's heart a lot, man. Things I put. I remember. I don't know. You probably remember this. Oh, you know what else, Jaclyn? I know you're and it just I've never all these years it's been haunting me. It's not been haunting me. But I just wanted to apologize again for telling you Santa Claus wasn't real. And I know
find that a funny story.
I know it sounds funny. I know it
good.
sounds funny, but I was a fucking asshole, man. Back in them days. Do you remember that, right?
I do.
When you were, dude, you were only what? You had to be about 4 or 5. And I was just
I
like,
don't know.
And I was just like, I was getting into a big ass fight with mom because I was an asshole. Let's call it what it is, right? Dude, I was just a piece of shit. I was going through whatever I was going through. I was just.
But I was very, very clingy too, as a little sister.
Yeah, but
you knew that.
I straight up told you Santa Claus isn't real, and it was just it broke your heart.
It did at the time. I'm not going to lie to you, but listen, that's something I can laugh about now, though. And please don't feel guilty about
that. I know,
that,
but it's just been over all these years, and you see, I brought it up because it's been on my mind.
Well, I appreciate
it. I wanted to tell you I'm sorry.
Well, I take it in, and I appreciate that.
And I think that was the day mom. I don't know if you remember.
She was mad.
Busted my eye open with her wedding ring.
When mom needed to have strength, she had strength.
How about the time when dad banged me and Nikki's heads together, man?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Mm-hmm. Dad, when we were just in Florida, Dad was talking about you and I, right? About one time we were arguing over a water gun, I guess. I don't remember this, but
a
I
Super
don't know
Soaker
if you
500 or something.
And he said that we were fighting back and forth about it, and he got so annoyed. Finally, he took it from us and just whacked it to the floor.
Yeah, I believe it. That's something he would do. I used to always be scared when my mom couldn't control me, and next thing you know, you hear the garage door opening, and it's dad coming home from work. I'm like, oh shit!
Or she would call him over.
Get in your room now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dad had.
And then as I started getting older, and I started standing up to him, what you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got into a couple physical arguments, man. Couple physical fights, just from me being me and shit, whatever. But
yeah, I remember some of those. Where he would put you against the wall, and
yeah, he got me against the wall a couple times. Mm-hmm. All those pictures we had on the wall would fall down.
Dad wasn't a violent person.
No, well, I brought it out of him.
Right, but I brought
it out of everybody.
That's the shocking thing. So when you saw it, it was like, oh my god, because
it's scary. Yeah, it would scare you.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Yeah.
So it was like
those are always the ones that are the worst to deal with the quiet ones.
But Dad didn't have a good childhood either, though, right?
Oh no.
Now that
yeah,
I didn't give him.
You're talking about growing up in foster care. Him and his whole family, Maryville Academy. My father abuse.
Yeah.
Father parents were fucking raging alcoholics. Died of alcoholism.
Yeah.
Sleeping in freaking drawers dresser drawers.
Like that was their bed, like literally their bed.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have anything better.
I don't know, and this is a fun fact. I don't know if you ever remember as us growing up, if there was a hole or anything in our sock,
Mm-hmm.
throw those socks out now,
Mm-hmm.
because he was traumatized because the clothing they grew up with, they didn't have shit.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember Aunt Joni telling me a story about shoes she had to bury because they weren't allowed to keep certain things at Maryville. So she buried shoes in the yard. Do you remember this? Did you ever hear this story?
No, but I want to hear it.
Yeah, she told me that she had buried shoes. She had got them. I forget what it was. It was at some special occasion where she got to see some of her family, and they brought her some shoes, but they weren't allowed to have that type of stuff. And she ended up burying it out in the yard somewhere. And she would just look at them every once in a while and go and bury them when they got to go outside. Yeah, because they couldn't have them. Mm-hmm. You know, but it's funny to me because I feel like we had so much growing up that we didn't realize, you know. We didn't have a lot, but we never, and Dad even said this to me,
we didn't
you
want
never
for
really
shit.
heard no, though.
Yeah.
We never really got that no from our parents.
I got no a lot, but when I started growing up, it was, dude, you would buy whatever you wanted. We got no a lot younger at a younger age, but we started. Remember, I used to buy all the Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Dude, could
Yeah,
you imagine? Could you imagine if I would have just kept those Jordans and not the shoe game that's going on these days?
That's ridiculous.
We'd be millionaires with the Jordans I've had."
Yeah. Well, it's just like all those stupid phases I went through, right? With like the Beanie Babies.
Oh,
remember how Dad bought me that huge box for Christmas one year? If I still had all those,
yeah. Whatever happened to all those?
Oh, Adam, I got rid of that.
I wanted to ask Nikki what if anybody knows what happened to all my baseball cards, football cards. Dude, I had some good ones.
Might be in Nicole's.
She told me she didn't have them.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. She, to be honest with you,
dude, I had a Michael Jordan North Carolina card.
But Nicole took on a lot because you weren't there. I wasn't there. So Nicole really went through, handling all of Mom's estates and all of her stuff and all the stuff from the home, like by herself, really. Which, like that sucks. I'm sure Nicole has resentment of that. You know what I mean? Like there was 2 other siblings that could have helped and they were just nowhere to be found. Yeah. So, I feel like when we talk about her always being on the straight and narrow, I feel like she kind of had no choice as well, though.
Yeah,
and I find
she's been through her struggles too, right, man? Like her divorce took a lot out of her. She's been through a lot. I mean, that's why, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad. I do feel really bad because I forgot to tell her happy birthday, man. It was one of those things.
She was sick on her birthday, anyways. She didn't answer me until like late evening, and I had texted her in the morning. So when she told me she wasn't feeling well, she was in sleep. So I don't think she thinks anything about it. I mean,
I know she doesn't. It's just I felt bogus. It was like the 12th, 13th, and I was like, damn, I forgot to tell her happy birthday. Mm-hmm. Again, you get so caught up in everything you're doing, you forget about the important things in your life,
Mm-hmm. And I think that there's, I feel like the 3 of us right now have a better relationship and bond than we ever have growing up because I feel like we can all kind of understand each other better now. I think that there's and we could be more open about things, right? Like you don't have to be like, I don't feel like there's so much judgment anymore. No. Because I don't know about you, but like, do you even know that like none of the family knew about the kids until after they were born? Like I went through all of that alone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I knew about that.
Nicole found out when I pulled up with the kids to her house. Do you know how she was like I had DeJora as a baby and Rennie's a toddler running all over, and she's like, what? When were you gonna say something? Yeah. You know what I mean? But that was an internal battle with me, Adam. Like I felt like our family would judge me for having kids when I couldn't even take care of myself. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, it kind of like just
but you should have known nobody was gonna judge you. You know?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you just said the same thing about when you were not doing like so good. You know what I mean? Like you felt outcasted, right?
Yeah, I was though. I was always the black sheep, Jaclyn. You know that. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm on top and I'm ready to go, and I'm going now. So
you've been going.
It is what it is. Oh yeah, I've been going. I've had a few slip ups. I won't say I couldn't need it. I don't need a little tighten up here and there, but
we all do.
I've had slip ups here and there, but for the most part, I've kept my shit together.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Adam. Yeah. If it helps, if it means anything, I think that there's a lot.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot going on. I manage 4 different businesses with the same owner. He has 4 different businesses, and I'm thankful that he kept me. He didn't have to when Rick passed away, the original owner. But now he's growing, expanding, and he's let me do them all at the same time, and pays me for each one. So
That's
like,
awesome.
I think that I would never picture without a high school degree being where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you and I are trying to do the best we can with
Yeah.
what we have, and
Yeah.
you're making a lot happen here.
Yeah, I came up quick in my job.
But not just your job. I mean, you're trying to do more with
Well,
your
yeah,
life,
yeah, hell yeah. Why not?
and that's good.
It's like, dude, you got to put in that work, man. If you don't, I mean, you, look, I'm big on frequency. I'm big on energy. I'm big on you speak it out, it'll happen. You put your work in. You just become a savage and just become
Yeah.
ruthless and just keep doing it and doing it, and it's gonna happen. You got no choice. It's gonna happen.
You're right.
And that's what's gonna happen with this. We're gonna get to where we need to be, and
I firmly
everybody's gonna
believe
reap the
that.
benefits. Watch.
I firmly believe you will. I think that you have a great thing started, and I think that it's going to keep going. And obviously, with your dedication, you
Yeah.
have something to put all your effort into.
I've been
So
wanting to do more, but dude, just like I said, I was sick as a dog last week.
I just got over it too.
Dude, I didn't
Literally.
even go to work all weekend. I had to take 3 freaking vacation days, man. I was pissed.
Adam, I missed work for a whole week.
Yeah.
And my boss
So-
was like, I need you. I don't even know. I remember the guy's
That's what I'm
percentages.
saying.
I
It's
don't know
like
how
the
to
thing
do
about it
this."
is just like, dude,
Yeah, it was
you got to
bad.
be persistent, especially when it comes to like this type of stuff. You got to keep putting in. You got to keep, and I got people from all walks of life are going to come on and have some chat,
You know what I always wondered about you? Why you wouldn't want to become a tattoo artist? You
It's
have the skill.
It's because when I was in prison, I did a lot of tattoos. I
But
just
I mean,
can't. I
I
can't
just
draw.
remember drawings that you would send me and stuff too.
Yeah, but I can't draw. If I would send you drawings, just say it was from somebody else. I can't draw. I could trace,
You're like, it was from somebody
but
else.
that's why I never became a tattoo artist.
Well, but isn't that what they do? Is trace the design?
Oh, but you have to draw. You have to be able to draw.
Would they say?
I don't
maybe
know,
not.
man. I don't know.
You know?
Even I don't know.
I'm just saying. I think that would have been a cool trade for you.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
If that's something I would have went. I don't know. I had a tattoo machine years back. I never even used it. I sold it.
I was just curious. 'Cause I feel like it would have been something you were into.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely am into tattooing and stuff like that. There's actually a tattoo convention coming up in Detroit, in Michigan, and
Don't tell Rennie. She'll want to go with you. She thinks she's gonna see Eminem there.
he's supposed to be going on one last tour. If he does, I'll take her with me because I'm going.
Yeah, no, she's already asked me. Like, can you watch for it and buy tickets? And I was like,
Yeah, I'll buy
Yeah.
him. I'll buy her one.
Okay.
She'll go.
But she's obsessed, Adam. I don't even know where it comes from. Like all of a sudden she'll just be singing these. And Nicki Minaj.
That's another thing we could. I mean, you're. I don't know. He's a goat to me, man. That guy.
Eminem.
He's definitely top 5 for me.
Yeah. His
That's
words.
a debate I wanted to have. I want to have somebody come on and do a hip hop top 5 debate. But
You should do it with your boy out there. He used to be a DJ, Marcus. And I mean, all
hell
those
yeah.
songs.
Fuck yeah.
He knows everything. You talk about music. He knows, like, we'll be laying in bed and he'll just be talking about it. And I'm like, turning up my show because I don't care. Like, he's like talking about somebody like from, growing up. I'm like, he'll be like, who sang that song originally? I'm like, no, I don't. Like,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, that would be somebody if you need
Oh
somebody.
yeah, just go and there's a girl that I know. I was in treatment with years back. She's a very good tattoo artist out there in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
She's originally from Detroit, so she's gonna be there.
Nice.
But I don't know. Work consumes up so much of my time, and then I'm on call.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's just, I don't know.
Keeps you busy. I get it. Yeah, that's how I am. Last Friday I was at work until 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I started at 7, left at 7.
Yeah. Oh, those are my hours. 7
Yeah.
p.m. to 7 a.m.
It's opposite for me. I was 7 a.m. to 7
Yeah.
p.m. So, but
I've been trying to get on days for years. They won't let me go, man. Yeah. Well, what are we gonna do on nights? Whatever, man.
It'll come through eventually. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not worried. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like telling plant manager, like, I went all the way to the top. My position now. I want more now.
Mhm.
What can I do? Let me know what I can do.
Right.
But whatever.
I get it. Well, I think that there's, I feel like we caught up on a lot of things though. Like, it's funny to hear different
I
things
still
that
can't
you went
believe
through.
you don't remember. Like, even when dude, you got to remember that. I was a sophomore in high school. Mike Landmeyer, he had that Camaro. He was driving me home. We were all drunk. He was drunk. What's the road that went around? It was Fletcher still, right? That went around?
coming down around from like
from Husky Park, that house on the corner.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
it's Fletcher.
and we ran. He was going so fast, he lost control and flipped the car into the house. You don't remember that?
I mean, it sounds familiar, but like the details.
We were
of
wearing
it, no.
bandages on our face for like 3 weeks.
It sounds familiar, but
Yeah.
no, like you know, I only remember like Adam. I really only remember bits and pieces of like the childhood. Like I remember Nicole's appendicitis.
Oh, I remember that.
But I couldn't tell you the details. I just remember
You guys had bunk beds, right?
Yeah.
And she was crying, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Do you remember I used to make her? She was in college, and I used to make her climb to the top because
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
I remember when it was like Christmas Eve and stuff. I used to want to go. I used to go in there. I used to love going in there and sleeping in there in the little cubby.
That's the one I.
Yeah, I used to love it in there.
Do you remember where we had?
There was a dresser in there and
Yes.
everything. It was awesome.
Yep.
It was like so cozy. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. You know, I can't wait.
Yeah, and then you know all the presents Mom used to put in the attic and
Yeah.
stuff, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
have to sneak down.
Yeah, as my later years, I used to go up there and.
Of course, you always
Sneak
want to
it,
know,
yeah.
right? Like you snoop.
Well, yeah, I remember that. And she was just, and I ran and I told Mom and hey.
Yeah, that I remember parts of that, but I couldn't tell you the whole night.
Yeah.
You know, but I also think that like a lot of my memory too, like from when I rolled Mom's car, like I think, you know, I had hit my head. But I feel like, I've totaled a couple cars. Luckily I'm still alive because I don't know how.
A couple?
Yeah.
How do you know about bombs?
No, remember? And then I had that bad accident with the kids. Remember?
No.
Yeah, going down Lake Street.
Shit.
And I had totaled the red car.
Who was that guy? Remember? I don't know if you remember like one of the last times you saw me before, and I
have a lot
still
of
was out
dumbass
there
people in
bad.
my life.
You're that guy. I know he lived on the north side over there off Addison. Some white guy you were friends with or whatever. I met you over at his house that one
yeah,
time. Remember?
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
all strung out. I was asking you
Yeah.
for money. You don't remember that?
Yeah, no, I lived with them for a while, him and his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my
Chris.
stomping ground. I couldn't believe you were over there. I was like, what?
Yeah, Chris, that guy, he actually paid for this tattoo that you can't see, but my Alice tattoo. Yeah, I lived with him for a while down there. Probably 4 or 5 years, I would say.
Yeah.
But Adam, I was all over. Like
Yeah.
I literally just would find houses and live. Like,
So let's talk about present day. You know, how's it going? How's it going now? Everything's pretty smooth, right?
Co-parenting is really hard.
Yeah.
That's a struggle, but for the most part, I feel like I go through the day.
What's the struggle about it? Is it like getting time or him wanting to go?
Well, no parent ever wants to be away from their kid, right? So number one, I think that and I hate not having them full time. Like
Yeah.
it's always a struggle. You know, we go back and forth of like they get to be over there and then they get to be over here. You know, like well, I'll have them full time, then he'll have them full time, and we switch weekends or whatever. So like it varies, but you know, he has a fiance that I don't get along with. You know,
really?
we have
I had no idea.
we just had a sit down over a week ago, her and I alone. And it was heated. And, you know, I think that's something that I'm going to have to give time, but it's hard because I feel like there's a lot that I don't agree with that. Not that they're doing anything bad, but right. Like, I don't feel like there's certain things that the kids need to be exposed to. You know, like Rennie is 13 and she's getting her nails done every 2 weeks. Like, I feel like that shouldn't even be happening yet, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you're her mother, so you obviously have the end say, right?
No, that's the problem. It's like whatever he decides over, like that's what's going to happen. Like I didn't want them to have phones until they were in high school. He went behind my back and got phones. Like, you know what I mean? It's a struggle because I feel like the same respect, the lack of respect that wasn't there when I was living there is still there. Like that's the whole reason it didn't work out. Like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't care about me. He cared that his kids were around, but he didn't care about what I was doing or how I felt about her or anything like that, you know? And I think that it's still a struggle. Like, you know, that we talked about the dad thing and like the grudge. I feel like I have a huge grudge and I will never get past that. Like I there's a lot. You know, there was a time, Adam, too, I don't think you know that I went through a whole relationship for over 4 years, an abusive relationship.
No, I had no idea.
No, Nicole found that out.
Because I wouldn't have fucking had none of that shit if I had an idea.
Yeah, but you know, like, and I knew better. I mean, everybody knows better, right? And you think that you know that's easy for people to say to get out of it while you can, or what? It's not as easy as people think. It isn't.
Well, yeah, because
I
you
just
think
want
you
to make
love the
that known.
person, right? And you think,
But not even that, right? Like you don't have the right example. So like you're thinking like, or you're being told like, well, this is what I saw growing up, or like, I'm sorry, like it won't happen again. Like the same excuses everybody hears, And it's sad to say, but more than one person in our family has gone through Bruce Amy, you know? Um, and I
yeah,
think that
we're
has a
with
lot,
Willie, right?
yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with not having that father figure growing up and not understanding the love you're missing and not understanding, you know what I'm saying? So, but back to what I was trying to get at with Dennis is that it's a struggle, it's a fight on a daily basis, even to this right now, to this very moment, he's blocked in my phone. I only talk to Angela, his significant other, when I want to do something because I just feel like my anxiety rises so much every time his name comes on my phone. Like I just don't feel the same. I feel like I'm afraid, like I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Everything I do is wrong in his eyes, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it's a constant battle. So that's my struggle or the biggest thing for me is the co-parenting. It's very hard, and I don't think it's ever going to get any easier. And I definitely see the effects on DeJour. Like
Hopefully it will. I mean,
DeJour is struggling hard
just
with
keep
that.
on, man. Just keep on doing what you got to do for you. Don't waste it. It's wasted energy, right? Don't
Hmm.
waste your energy on bullshit, on negative shit. Like
Yeah.
just And if it takes for you cutting people out of your life, cut them the fuck out of your life, Jaclyn. You know
But
what I
you
mean?
can't do that to a father of your kids.
No, just I mean, shit. Just I mean, but just like you did, you blocked them. You don't got to deal with them.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
you
It
look out
is.
for you, man. You know when is it time for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been
That's what he says all the time.
yeah,
Like you can't take care of anybody if you're not going to take care of yourself.
exactly. Yeah, we
So
talked about that earlier, right?
yeah, yeah. But you had to learn, right?
Yeah, and I'm still learning.
Right. And I think
I
that
learn
we're
every
both
day.
learning. Yeah. I think every day is something new that we have to like get through, and it's really hard to because, I can't tell you how many times I want to talk to mom about something. You know what I
And
mean?
you can
Like
talk to her.
I
Get
wish
down on
I
your
could
knees
just,
and talk to her
yeah. But I mean, like, I want her to
physically.
be able to say something back to me,
Yeah, you're
right? Because
right.
she always had those words. Like she just knew the thing to say,
Yeah, you're
as
right.
any mom,
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that for me, I think is something I will never get past.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I feel like my grief of losing mom I will never get
No,
past.
I'll never get over it. To be honest with you, I have been to mom's grave one time, and it's like I gotta
It's
start.
hard.
I gotta go more. Well, I tried to go a couple years back. I couldn't find it.
You know how I remember where it's at?
Yeah.
There's a tree literally
Yeah, I
next to
know.
it.
There's a tree on
It
there.
looks
Yeah.
like an upside down A.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
how I remember it. I can show you though. I've been there a
Yeah.
few times.
I'm definitely gonna be going this year a lot, and it's just to pay my respects, and you know,
I'm gonna be going soon to
but
put some more flowers down if you want to join.
definitely, man.
Mhm.
And it's been years and years, but
But it's hard to sit
you
there.
definitely still feel that you feel that presence. You feel that
Yeah.
it's like so surreal, right? It's like
Hmm. I don't know if you.
sometimes you just need. And I actually put a post up the other day on Snap on my TikTok, and it was just a person like hitting their steering wheel and screaming and screaming.
Hmm.
It's like, it's just because you need that. Sometimes you just need that person to talk to, and they're in heaven, and you can't talk to them. You know what I mean? And I feel like that sometimes about mom, just like how you brought it up.
Hmm.
I'm right here by myself, man. You know, other than my girlfriend, nobody's checking up on me, man. Nobody's. It's like, dude. Sometimes and I could speak, from experience. I get so caught up in trying to motivate people and give positive vibes to people and like put out positive content and do this and do that.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'll just sit back and just, yo, how are you doing?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes like I'm not even gonna lie, I'll be here by myself and I'll just break down and I'll just start crying and I'll just break down and just let it out. Just let it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, you're so overwhelmed with life. You're so overwhelmed with responsibility and so overwhelmed with everything that's going on. And you're just like, fuck. That's why it's like been over after all these years. It's been so easy for me to just give up. Like I don't want to feel. I don't want to feel this pain. I don't want to feel this hurt. So I'm gonna go numb myself.
Yeah.
But now it's like I just go through it, work through it. Talk about it, just like you said. But like I said, yeah, you get those moments. You're like, you just want somebody back, and they're not here.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah. it's really hard to, for me, I feel like it's very hard to talk to anybody, right? Because for me, in the back of my mind, I'm constantly thinking of like whatever they're going to judge or have to say about it, or you know what I mean? So for me, mom was always a safe space where she's not going to judge you. She doesn't care. She's going to love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of never, like, I know I'll never have that again, you know? So to me, that's a hard pill to swallow. You know, so I feel
Yeah.
like just like you said, you cry here sometimes, or like whatever. That I don't know how many times I've done that, like in a car, where I'm just like this is just enough. Like
Yeah.
this is enough.
You know what the good thing is though, you got your kids, got Rennie and DeJour.
They definitely keep you
Yeah,
active.
they're always gonna be you're their mama, man. So you're always gonna have that love. You're always gonna have, they're always gonna need you.
Isn't it crazy to think about that though, Adam? Like is it, because for me it's still shocking, like to hear like, well, you're their mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's still weird.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for all the prison time that I've done, I think I probably would have been the one with all the kids. But it's like the roles. I thought I was gonna be the one having kids, and look at me, I'm right here. I have no kids. You know what I mean? And
honestly, like it was. I wouldn't think out of the three of us it would be me.
Yeah, neither did I. Dude, it's like when I found out when you sent me that, I was like, whoa,
man.
I never, because you're my little sister, man.
It's weird.
I remember like just holding your hand, walking down the street, and like
it is shocking.
Taking you to the park, and like, dude, I always wanted, and I told you back in the day, like we were real young. I told you I was always gonna have your back.
Yeah.
And I ended up screwing my life up, and I left out of your life, man. But I'm here now. I just want to let you know I'm here now. If there's anything you need, I'm here now.
And likewise, Adam, I mean, I try to do the same. I think that, you're going to have your own thoughts on it regardless of what I say, but I want you to know, like, I don't feel like you left in any terms, like, you know what I mean, in a hateful way, or trying to not to purposely do it. I feel like obviously you went through your own things, you were battling things, you were going through
for sure
your own struggles, and it's hard to carry a lot of that and try to be there for somebody else. You know what I mean? So I don't hold any resentment of that. But I what I will say is, like, when I do talk about you is like the things, like the story I told you, like of the snow where you came running home with Gretchen, or you know what I mean? I remember the things that mattered to me when I needed you, and you were there. So
that's awesome.
That's all. I hope that gives you some peace, because it's like, I think people to focus on like all what they did wrong, but really, like, you got to look and see, like, too, like, I could call you if you were out with your friends too, or if I would see you somewhere and you wouldn't ignore me.
No.
Like, how older brothers can be sometimes with certain people, like, but you were always right there for me. You didn't care.
Yeah,
so
always.
I genuinely valued that, because I feel like a lot of other, sister brother relationships, people don't have that. Like, they would, I don't know, her, like, okay, even my two, for instance, like Serenity will be like, like when DeJour's coming down the hallway, that's cool, Yeah. But if somebody starts picking on him, she's like, back off my brother,
for sure.
So, you were there, Adam. You were there. So just let that go.
Yeah.
I would.
Well,
it's funny to talk about, though.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you.
I feel like we could talk for hours.
Yeah, we could. And we will. Come back again.
Yeah. It was fun to do, though. Thank you for having me.
Come back again. Your area. Yeah, we'll talk. Thank you for coming out. Yeah.
Doing a lot.
Yeah, we're trying to get there, But thank you for coming out, Jaclyn. Yes. I love you so much.
I love you too.
I'm so glad you made it out, and good things to come in the future, and you'll be back. We'll talk some more.
Yeah, no problem.
So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're gonna take off. Had a great conversation with my little sister. I love her. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Peace.
Mm-hmm.